The Los Angeles Rams are playing the Philadelphia Eagles this week, and it's going to be an amazing game that I think is going to surprise a lot of you guys, and I'm going to be telling you guys why I think that in this preview and predictions video. Let's get into the video. Okay guys, so here we are on pff.com. This is the website I like to go to just to get an overview of kind of where things are at. Now, PFF is not going to be perfect in terms of their rankings. It doesn't take into account statistics all that much. Usually if a guy is a top guy statistically, yeah, they're going to be a top guy on PFF. But there's sometimes where they have the Rams ranked like 27th on defense, yet we play very solid on defense. So I really don't think that we are a bottom 5 defense at this point. Yet PFF has us there. So it's flawed, but at the same time, it does give us a little bit of a baseline to go off of with different players and such. So just one thing I want to note here. The Eagles are 4-0. We all know this. The Rams are 2-2. The Rams have been without Cooper Kupp. It has not been said whether Cooper Kupp is going to be playing. He just returned to practice today. I'm filming this on a prior date. By the time this comes out, he could possibly already be ruled out or ruled in for this week. But I'm just going to go about this video assuming that he's not playing, just because, he enters a 21-day practice window where that's how long they're going to have to take to, either put him back on IR or have him start, playing. So he's practicing now. We'll see what happens, but until we know, we're just going to operate under the circumstances that he's not playing. But the Rams are 3-0-1 against the spread. So they pushed once and they won, or they beat it the other 3 times. This means that Vegas has been wrong, with the Rams games. And PFF's actually been better about predicting the Rams, being better, than the spread says. We were barely money line, or we were barely like minus 110 on the money line last week against the Colts, and we absolutely destroyed them. Now, it did come down to overtime, but it really shouldn't have even come to that. We were up 23-0. But either way, getting into this game now, the Eagles are 2-1-1 against the spread. So they're actually doing pretty solid, but they've played some very close games. It's 25-20 with the Patriots. The Vikings 34-28. The Bucks, yeah, they did handle them 25-11, and then the Commanders barely beat them last week 34-31. So I mean, it's not like they're absolutely whooping teams. They are beating teams and they're getting wins. They're 4-0. That's very good. And if you can win close games, that means you can continue to win close games. I'm not saying the Eagles are bad in any way. They're a top team, but I also think the Rams are a top team. So I'm gonna tell you guys why here. Our offense ranked number 7th, their offense ranked number 5th, their defense ranked number 10th, and our defense somehow ranked number 27th. I really don't get that. But either way, we've had an insane strength of schedule so far. I mean, playing the Bengals, the 49ers, the Seahawks, and even the Colts were a tough test. And we're 2-2 coming out of this. So, it would be nice to go into this Cardinals game 3-2 because I think we'll win that one. And the Steelers. So, going into the Cowboys game at 5-2 would be way better than being, maybe 4-3 or 3-4. We'd be in a much better spot if we could beat the Eagles here, and I think it would give the Rams some more legitimacy. But who knows how this game is going to go? I'm going to do my best to predict it. By the way, the betting odds are currently Rams plus 4.5. I like that. I think it's going to be a one-score game, and I think it's going to be a field goal game. So we can hope that the Rams at least cover, and if not, who win. And the money line is going to be plus 181, and then the over/under is going to be a 50-point over/under. So that basically signals to us that they think it's going to be like a 27-24-ish game. So that's where we're at. The green line, we have the Eagles. They have a few people that are questionable. No one too crazy with the Rams. Matthew Stafford obviously suffered a leg injury. Tyler Higbee should be fine, and I don't know the status of Alaric Jackson at the moment. But the win probability, they have the Eagles at 67%, us at 32%. So that's about where we're at. And yeah, let's go with the lineups now. So let's break down kind of where we're at. Now, I'm not too scared of their secondary, if I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Josh Jobe, not really scaring me. Slay has not been having the best season. Yeah, Darius Slay not having his best year. He's had his ups, he's had his downs, and this seems kind of like a down year. Their secondary just seems like it's very exploitable. Now, Jalen Carter is an absolute dog. He is the number one PFF player right now. He scares me, especially with our line right now. We're doing some shuffling. Luckily, Kevin Dotson played very well, and I'll talk about him in a second. But their line and their linebackers, they are sketchy. It's going to be much harder to run on this Eagles team, and we're going to need Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell and possibly Cooper Kupp, if he's there, Tyler Higbee, to all step up and really torch this team. If we could get a running game started, I would love it, but they do have a very solid defensive line and linebackers. So where we're really going to be able to hurt them is in the passing game. So here we have Alaric Jackson. I don't know if he's playing or not. Honestly, I liked seeing Noteboom at left tackle last week. I thought he played well, and Kevin Dotson played very well at guard. So I hope we see Kevin Dotson back at guard and Noteboom there. If Jackson's not ready, don't put him back in. But Jackson was playing well before that. So Steve Avila, our rookie, been playing well, and Coleman Shelton and Rob Havenstein have been very serviceable. So Matthew Stafford has been getting pressured the past couple of weeks, mostly because of some shuffling on the line. But hopefully, we kind of got into that rhythm last week. And hopefully we can continue that. Now, our wide receivers, if we can get Cooper Kupp back, this game is flipped on its axis, and I think that we win this game. Puka Nacua having a breakout game last week, even though he's been having breakout games every week. He's the number 5th wide receiver according to PFF. He had a 163-yard game and a touchdown for the win. Tutu Atwell's been playing well. Didn't have a great game last week, but Tyler Higbee been coming up in clutch moments, and Van Jefferson, can be some depth if Cooper Kupp's there. If not, hopefully plays better than he has been. Kyron Williams had a 100-yard game, 2 touchdowns, and Matthew Stafford's been playing like a top quarterback this year. So in terms of who has the better squad, it's really kind of a toss-up for me, just because the Eagles do have such a great line, a front seven. Their front seven is just absolutely amazing. But the Rams do have a lot of upside, especially if Cooper Kupp comes back. So probably a slight edge to the Eagles if Cooper Kupp's not there. Slight edge to the Rams if Cooper Kupp is there. Now, defensively, the Rams secondary is much better than PFF gives them, credit for. Both Witherspoon and Kendrick have been actually locking up pretty well, other than a few lapses here and there. That's what's been driving their grades down. Some big plays. If we can limit big plays, they've actually been doing extremely well limiting opposition's wide receivers, and we've been playing good wide receivers: DK Metcalf, Deebo Samuel, Brendan Ayuk. The list goes on. Michael Pittman, Jamar Chase, all these people, they've actually been playing very well. So Russ Yeast has been absolutely killing it this year. Jordan Fuller can play better. He hasn't been, but Ernest Jones been playing like a top linebacker in the league. Personally, that's what I think. I believe he got a sack last week and a tackle for loss. We would benefit from another edge rusher, and we do get Mathis back this week, so hopefully we can get him in there. And Aaron Donald back to being a top lineman this year. Boom, he's a second lineman ranked. It took a couple games, but he is back up there, and he's playing like an absolute menace. And Byron Young playing great as a rookie. Now, on the other side of the ball, this is the best line in the league. It scares me. We do have the best defensive lineman in the league with Aaron Donald, though, and he can flip a game on its axis. We're going to need help from our edge rushers if we're going to want to have a chance at this game. DeAndre Swift has been running the ball like a madman. Jalen Hurts has been actually not as good as last year, but he has been serviceable as a quarterback. He has made mistakes though, and we're going to need to force him to make mistakes if we want to win this game. Devonta Smith, very great player. Zacchaeus had I believe a long touchdown 2 weeks ago. I can't remember how he did in this last game. And AJ Brown had a monster game last week. So not to mention Dallas Goedert. But there are some things we can exploit here, and we're just going to need to limit their ability to make big plays, and that's going to be hard with AJ Brown. I give the Eagles a slight edge here, but just a turnover or two, and the Rams could easily be in this game, especially with just how great Matthew Stafford's been playing recently. So getting into my final predictions, I think Aaron Donald has a game. I think he has 2 sacks. I think he wants to kind of prove something to some people. I think that Puka Nacua continues to do well, maybe 70, 80 yards, possibly a touchdown. And if Cooper Kupp comes back, I think we win. So if Cooper Kupp is here, I think we win 27-24. If Cooper Kupp isn't here, I think we lose 27-24. And that's where I'm at. Where are you guys at? Let me know in the comment section below. But other than that, I will see you guys after the game in my reaction. And we'll see, how my predictions are. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.